Here we go again. Greetings! Welcome to episode 2 of I Can Build It Because Kenny Built It. Today, as you can see from the blueprints at the beginning of the video, we're going to be doing the USS Stargazer, Captain Picard's first command from Star Trek The Next Generation episode called The Battle, which comes from Season 1 and is episode 9. Whew. First, as you can see, we've got our pattern laid out on the table, and we'll begin to pick a size that we want to adjust up to. Me personally, I went back to the regular size, which is a 33 millimeter diameter hull, like we have here in the Reliant. It's not too big, not too small. It's something you can keep in your house, and if you want to keep it and get it completed, it's something you can turn around and it won't take up that much room. Because the completed model here should be about 50 to 55 millimeters when through. As you can see, this one hasn't nowhere near got through. It's supposed to be the Reliant. One day I might get to it, or maybe here I'll just rebuild it for the channel. Let's get started. First, since we know how wide we're going to make the primary hull, right now is we have to upscale the blueprint up to our 33 millimeter width, or closest as we can get it without getting too shit. Yeah. Alright, here we go again, take 12. First, we need our scrap paper and our ruler and our calculator, because we're going to have to upscale the primary hull of the blueprint up to the size where we can start making patterns, which is the goal for today, is to real quick kind of get patterns for right now just the primary hull and its parts. We may get to do the warp engines, but it just all depends on how good and how quick we get the hull. These things can go good, these things can go bad, so let's get started. Like I said, if you can see, I've actually scratched out the inches side because millimeters are more precise for me, and they're easier to upgrade or downgrade. It's either multiply by 10 or divide by 10. Simple. Let's get started. We're going to measure across from light to light, which would be across the center of the hull, and we have 11.5 millimeters. I'm wrong, 11.5 centimeters. And what I do is just like everything else I just multiply random numbers till I get close to what I want. But since we're going to do 33, we're just going to multiply everything today by 3. .5 times 3 is 34 times 34. Try this again. 11.5 times 3 is 34.5 centimeters, which is just a little bit bigger than the Reliant I showed you, which means it's close enough. Which means every measurement we take from the paper will multiply everything by 3. Everything should be in scale. Everything should be in scale with the pattern to the blueprint. So let's get started. First thing we do, we need to make a 34.5 centimeter circle. And now I'm going to step away, because what I do is I try to find something around the house that's as close as possible to my obtainable measurement. And we're back. As you can see, I've found my son's electric vernier caliper and his compass. So thanks to him and me finding this stuff, I can use the compass to make close enough perfect circles, and I can use a vernier caliper quicker and easier than I can using the ruler. Not only does it have a larger display, it actually has a digital display that displays its own measurements. As you can see, you just roll it back and forth, cut it on, and you can see, I hope you can see, displays. So you don't have to kind of guess and figure everything. And old-fashioned compass and pencil for perfect circles every time. Hopefully. Well, I've done the math, and what I found out is half a circle for my 34.5 centimeters winds up being 17.25 centimeters. So, with this long, extra long ruler, I take my compass, set it to 17.25 or as close as I can get it, which is not really going to make that much of a difference, being off a millimeter or two. So we'll just, right now, just remove everything. Adjust the pencil. Clear off the paper. Well, what I try to do is use as much of the poster board as possible, because around here poster board's starting to go up for some strange reason. But right now, all we need to do is kind of guesstimate and you can see I just run off the paper, so we'll try it again. Well, I didn't do too good. That's what you get for using cheap pencils. Alright, let's try this again. With this cheap lead pencil and this heavy compass, just very lightly put pressure on it, because if you don't, you're going to do what I just did a second ago and break the lead. Me personally, I try to do two. That way it comes up pretty dark. I don't even know if you can see this. I'll check in a second. I can see this good enough. But so far, that'll be our primary haul. Let's check real quick. Ooh, that's kind of like, I think y'all can see it. I hope so. Well, moving on. Let's try something. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. And as you can see, I've actually did a little test mark, and that fine viewer you can see. So let's try this again with some equipment and a decent pencil. Well, might help if I turn this around right. Yeah, there we go. Like I said, I still do it kind of light, even though this pencil is a better quality pencil than that cheap pencil I had a second ago. Yeah, that's a nice thick line. We can see that. Hopefully y'all can see that too. I'll check just a second, but I think you'll be able to see it fine. Right here during this sticker, I don't think it shows up too good, but I can actually see that line, so when I go to cut the pattern out, I'll be able to keep well my mark. Let's see. Oh yeah, y'all can see that. Hopefully my editor will be able to put in some royalty-free music, so this silence is kind of rough. I'm listening to headphones. If you've seen the introductory video, you've seen I had headphones on, and when I'm on camera, that I guess that'll be my gimmick, because I'm always going to be wearing headphones. But I'm sure you don't want to hear about that. Alright. Right now we've got, as you can see, we've got the primary hull laid out. Now we're trying to go in, measure to the back, so we can go ahead and make it where these angles and this flat. Then we'll get to working on the next pattern. Like I said, I'm going to use my son's veneer calipers here. Alright. These warp engines are in the way. I don't know if you can see that. I hate doing this the way I'm doing it, but it's my first video. Right in here is a flat spot. Well, hold on one second. Well, yeah, right here, we're going to be drawing a line from here. That way we can get a measurement. These warp engines are in the way, but they do give you enough. They do give you enough to line up the back of the saucer section, so you can go ahead and make a connecting line so you can get your measurements off. And this cheap 99-cent aluminum ruler is great as a straight edge, especially since it's extra long. Alright, now that we have our back of our saucer section, we're just going to measure from the front of the saucer to the back of the saucer. Like I said, we're going to use my son's veneer calipers. Since this, I have no idea what he gave for them. Like I said, he just left them around the house and I picked them up. Alright. And from here, from the drawn line to the beginning of the saucer section is 117.15 millimeters. Which means it's actually 11.715 centimeters. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a little tinkering here. Like I said, you don't have to get these exact, but that being 11.715, we're just going ahead and drop it back to 11.7. And that, in our mathematical calculations, will be 35.1. 35.1 centimeters from the front, which we're actually going to use this as the front of the saucer. Be 35.1 centimeters. And the best way I do it is I just measure, I find the 34.5 centimeters here across and make a line. 34.5. There we go. It'll be here, here. And this I do real light just in case I have to erase it. And I'm going to get in the way real quick. Sorry about the shatter. 34.5. So that, what I do, most people would leave it as just as one light X, because they do cross here in the middle. Which that's not right either. Well, good thing about using the compass is, mark it. This is the center hole. My center line's here. So what I do, and I should have done it before, but like I said, this is my first video, and I hope you're enjoying yourself, because I am nervous as I can be, as bad as that sounds. Alright, here I've lined up the hole with and it matches up. 34.5. Make another line. Run straight through the hole. Make you another line here, same thing. And it leaves a tiny little indentation, excuse me, in the poster board. So what I do is line it up, make sure it's 34.5, make another line. And I try to make 4. Like I said, just this lead pencil is good for things like this. There we go, 34.5. And one last time across the center. Same thing, line your pencil up in the hole. Line your ruler up till it says 34.5. There you go. And what I'm going to do, so y'all can see, I'm actually going to do this again. But I'm only going to do crosshairs. And what I'm going to do here with the center line, since we know closest toward me is going to be 35.1 centimeters. Something's fucking wrong. .5 34.5 35.1. I don't know how bad. 35.1. Alright, I'm going to make a mark at 35.1, but that does not look right. Little arrow. Of course, then again, let me round up a couple of more tools. Because this, I was actually supposed to be working on the USS Grissom from Star Trek 3, but I figured I'd try this one. It looks a little simpler. And I'll be right back. And we're back. I can't find the protractor, which is what I need. Folks, if I quit hunting, I'll probably trip over it. But right now, we're not going to worry about that. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way. We're going to use our brains. I didn't figure I'd be 20 minutes in, and oh well. Alright, and to fix our kind of curious problem, we're just going to go the old-fashioned way. We're going to turn around, and what we're going to do is on this blueprint, across the middle of the hull, there's a line. So we're just going to extend our line a good bit. Well, try to extend it with that lid, which just wanted to escape. And there's a line behind the bridge and in front of the bridge. And we're going to do the same thing here, just line them up. Well, these 0.7 leads are nice for drawing, but they're not no good for nothing else. Well, I had a pair of scissors. A round up pair of scissors. Yeah. sorry about that, scissors. Shit. So what I'm going to do, since this is a new pattern, I'm just going to cut the pattern. Draw your line across the back of the saucer section once again. And what I'm going to do, I printed out this blueprint on the back of one for the Grissom, or the Pegasus, whichever you want to call it. And we're just going to quickly cut it out and fold it, because that on the poster board looks strange, but then again, it may be just the way the saucer angles around, but we'll find out soon enough. Actually, cutting this pattern out actually looks like that may be right. It just may be the angle of the saucer section. So we're going to keep snip, 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 and we're almost there. Alright. And we have our saucer section. And according to that, actually, we may be close. What I do, I'm just going to fold it. What I do like this, I fold mine on the outside first, because it's easier for me to actually see the line. One side folded. Try this again. And as you can tell by folding it in half on the line, it's a small difference, but it may be what we're looking for. But yep, it's got just a little bit, so that looks about right. And what we can do, since we've done this, we can just go ahead. We can go ahead and measure. We can measure again from the back of the saucer section where it's folded over to this flat spot, which would be 2.95. So we'll just multiply 2.95 times 3 equals 8.85. That's, so we check what we got here. .5 millimeters. And according to this, I'm using 20, and it says just a hair over 28, so that would be 8.8. It's close enough. Alright, another thing with this pattern, what we can do is we can look at it, and it's the way it's cut. I cut it a little bit. What we're going to do is open it back up, fold on the other line, what we're going to do is we're going to use a pattern again. We're going to find out how far up our angle goes, because I cannot find the protractor. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to measure. We're going to measure the back of the saucer section from point A to point B. which would be 5.39 centimeters, which will make it 5.4 centimeters. 5.4 times 3, 16.2 centimeters. And since we measured the hole, we're just going to divide 16.2 by 2 and we'll wind up with 8.1. And the little mark we had, we'll just go to the 8.1. And then we'll run it out to 16.2. And here I would advise doing this lightly with a light pencil, because we're probably going to have to come back because that's probably not square. But then again, we can always check. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 5, 2.678, 2.8. Alright, let's go back down here. 1, 2.8. So, to me it looks kind of weird, but it's 2.8 here and here, and we've centered up 16.2 with our center line. So even though it looks kind of, me it looks kind of weird, measurements are outdoing the eyes. So now, take the pattern, fold it up again. What I do is I'll measure from this corner up to the intersecting line at the hole. And then we'll do the same thing. Like I said, these veneer calipers are totally awesome. So we'll do it again. We'll go here to here, which would be 3.99 millimeter, or excuse me, 3.99 centimeters, which we'll do at an even 4, which means 4 times 3 is 12. We'll do up 12 centimeters. Let's see how this works. 12 centimeters. Place a pencil here at the intersecting line and just guide your ruler over until it touches. Well, need to invest in a thicker pencil, I think. Alright, do the same here. Let's see. Line up the 12 with your pencil head. Make sure it touches. Draw it up. It's a little off. Go back, remeasure. And don't feel bad if you have to remeasure 2 or 3 times to get it right. And I'll make these with the fatter pencil. I don't know why I'm using that pencil for the final line. Switch over to a Sharpie, make the whole world a better place. That's better. You can see now. And what I do is right now I just go back with the thin line Sharpie. I do mine twice, sometimes 3 times, because Sharpie seemed to do good on the other line, but this bottom one it didn't. So this, well, all right. And that'll be our first. Be our first pattern for the primary hull of the USS Stargazer. Come back next time. I'm sorry this seems kind of slow, but I want to make it where I only make it one time. And hopefully this will let you learn more too. We come back next time, we'll do the patterns for the warp engines, and then we'll do the middle section. Have a good day. Come back next time.